Hello everyone, I'm Mary Lynn Oskamp from Ecstasy Crafts, and today we're going to show you how to use our open up dies. They make beautiful cards that open up. They have a pop-up in the center. This is actually the outside, so this is a wedding card. And then we've got some hearts on here, and I'll tell you about how we decorated the card after, but the real purpose of this little video is to show you how to make this pop-up church and how to use the dies to create these cards. So this is a wedding card. It's perfect for this time of year when there's lots of weddings. And then also I've decorated it, and I'm going to explain that in a few minutes. But first let me show you how to use the pop-up die. So this is the packaging. We have the church here in the center, you can see, and it's a long plate. I'm going to take it off of the packaging because you can see how long it is, but it's actually on this clear plastic, and that's part of the die. You don't take the die off because it allows you to fold the card. So you can see here on the die there's little perforations that won't cut through your paper but allow you to fold the die to create the pop-up. So what I've done is I've cut a piece of white card. So think about what color you want the church to be, and use that color for your first cut. So I've got a strip of white. You can see it matches the size of the plastic. So I'm going to be using the press boss today, and the unique thing about the press boss is that I can adjust my rollers using this dial here. And the lower the number, the closer the rollers are together. So I would use that for dies. And then if I move it up here, I'm going to use that for embossing folders and things. This die actually comes on the plastic part of it, so it makes the die a little bit thicker. So if you have a different die cutting machine, you're going to have to play with what settings you need or what sandwich you need to make. With the press boss, I only have the 2 layers. So I've got it set at 6 today, and I'm just going to wind it through. So now I've put it through the machine, and I'm going to take the die cut off. And you can see it cuts everything here. I'm going to pull it off. It even cuts the doves that are part of the design. And I'm just going to gently pull it away. I don't want any of the little parts to break apart or rip on me. So now I have it away from the die. I'm just going to move this away. And then now what I have to do is fold it. So I'm just going to turn this over. And then you can see here is the area that I'm going to fold. And I'm going to first fold that. And then there's little tabs, and I'm just going to show you how that folds. And then in here, I'm going to turn it to the side. There's little tabs here that create the pop-up. So you can see when it's open like this, the church is popped out. And it does take a little bit of fiddling to get that exactly the way you want it. But then I'm just going to turn it here. You've got the church popped up. So now what I've done is I've also cut a piece of background paper, and I'm going to have to score this in the center as well where it will fold. But you can see if I put this against this happens to be a dark brown cardstock, you can see the background coming through. So usually when I do this, to know exactly where to score, I lay the white part on top of my brown part, and then I identify the fold line here. And I make a little mark, and that's where I'm going to score it to make sure that it's going to line up to fold. So I'm going to just do that now. When I score something, I use my paper cutter, and I just put the line that I made in the groove where it will cut, and then but if you have a scoring pal or another scoreboard, you can use that. Now I'm just going to fold this, and that's where my card, the fold will sit. So now in our example that I showed you earlier, we've also created a background. So now in our example, you'll notice I'm going to bring that into view here, that we have a pink background. So what I did was I die cut a pink piece of cardstock using the die, but just half of it. And then I'm going to show you how you can slip it behind. I'm just going to do that now. I have my pink cardstock already cut to size. I'm going to put it on my board, and then I'm going to place the end of the cardstock where the fold line would be. Now I've already kind of trimmed it so it would have a little bit of the white background showing, and now I'm just going to run this through my machine as well. So I've done that now. Just going to turn it over here, and I've got a pink piece of cardstock. And I have those pink doves as well, and I'm going to use those to decorate the front of my card. So don't throw anything away. And for this part, I don't really need the church, but if you're using another one of our designs, then you may want that cutout piece. So you can see I've cut it out. I'm just going to turn it over because this is the front. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pair of scissors, and I'm just going to cut all of the tabs because they will be present on the final design, but not the background that I just want to slip behind. So I'm going to cut those off, just the tabs. It's a little stubborn here. I'm just going to tear that off. And you might want to pull it to the back or the front. I guess it doesn't matter, but sometimes you get a cleaner cut if you pull it to the back. And now what I've done here is I've created the background, and I'll show you when I bring the original die cut back into view that what I can do is this is going to slip directly behind the church. And that'll be my background. Now what I can do is I can emboss that. So in the example, I use polka dots to emboss it. So you can decorate this as well for your final design. So now what I thought I'd do, you can see how that goes together. And now you get to play with it and decorate it. So I'm going to show you some of the products I use to decorate the version that I showed you at the beginning. So I'll just bring this back. I'm going to get rid of my dies. So on this example, I die cut another piece of square white card. So this is the front, because this is the open up here. And then when you give it to somebody, you're going to close it, and there's going to be a front to the card. So white background. This love die is from D's Distinctively. You can see here what I did was I added the pink doves that were cut out from the pop-up die. I have some pink hearts in the background. Those are from Nellie's Choice Nested Heart dies. This grouping here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different sized hearts with scalloped edges. I use that for the background. This heart I made with a Nellie's folding die, and to make the heart, the die looks like this. I'm going to cut 2 and sew it together. There's another little video on Nellie's website about how to do that. This is a small one. Then on the inside, I decorated the card with a few other things. So here you can see the polka dot embossed background. I added a chantilly bow, both here in the corner. This is a small version. These are dies from Tattered Lace. And I can have them here at the front. So you've got a big one and a small one. And I'm just going to tilt this up so you can see the big chantilly bow here at the bottom. They're beautiful. You can make sure that the bow kind of pops up. And then here is another one of Nellie's nested hearts from the same die set I showed you earlier. I've added some stick-on pearls, and those swirls come in a package, and all you have to do is peel them off and add them to your card. These are from Marianne Designs. And that finishes a card. You can add a sentiment if you like here in the middle of the heart, or your own script and sign it. So that's the end of our pop-up tutorial, but I'm just going to quickly show you a few other examples. For these pop-up dies, they come in different themes. This is wedding, but we also have Christmas. So this is a pop-up die with a Santa sleigh. So I'll show you the pop-up version. We've actually cut out the die itself and decorated the front of the card. And here is the pop-up that you can see. And this was cut out of metallic paper. I think you can add, if you don't have a big piece of metallic paper and want to do the full version in metallic paper, you can just die cut it and then add it on top of the white. If you just cut it out of white, you can add the metallic sleigh on top of the white and you would never know it worked. It would work well as also. And then I'm going to also show you a baby card. So we also have a baby version. And this one's congratulations on the front. Use some plaid colored cardstock, and the congrats is a D's distinctively die. And then you can see the open up carriage. So in this example, I actually used the navy blue cardstock as my first, the same as the white for the wedding card. And then I die cut the baby's head. I die cut the baby's head out of pink. And then inked or used a little bit of pencil to make a little face. And I just put that directly on top of the blue that was cut out initially. Then I also cut out another little bit of plaid, again, just to add color to your carriage. And then we've got some hearts and little baby shoes down here as well. In this example, the little rattle is cut out with part of the pop-up die itself. So again, there's lots of different options for your pop-up dies for anybody's crafting needs. These are the other examples along with the wedding one. Check out the website for other options.